It's the second day of Ohio gun season, and I'm over here on Public, getting back into this spot where I found this big buck last year. He's a big 9 last year, and this year he's a 12. Well, he's an 11 or 12, I'm not too sure. I haven't got really good pictures of him yet, just a few. And the last picture I got of him was on the 11th. So I'm gonna get back in here. I couldn't ask for a better day. It's a little windy. I got snow cover, so I can just sneak around and still hunt. So that's my plan for today. And hopefully I can find where he's bedded up, or at least scout around and find him. And if I don't get him today or the next couple days, I can get back in during bow season, which is what I really like to do. But I'm not going to pass up carrying a gun around, so we'll see how it goes. public land, let's go. On the ground, oh, in the snow. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, big buck down. So I snuck down this ridge, just still hunting because I had the wind. My plan was, I was wanting to hunt on the other side, but the wind was blowing down in there, so I was trying to loop all the way around to get around to where the wind was my favor than hunt, where I had my cameras and where I had that older buck I've been wanting to get. But I can't pass that buck up. It is a stud. Oh man, I was videoing that little one and I accidentally moved and I saw my camera there. I was like, whoa, that's not, I said, what is that? And he just stood up right down there. Either he walked in or he stood up out of a bed. I didn't see him. But I just come down around this ridge still hunting, and then I just was following old tracks. I mean, they're kind of covered up in the snow. But that had to be them too. They come down and just bedded down. Probably earlier this morning. I'm gonna go down to it now. I ranged the shot afterwards. It was 57 yards. It's steep. That's one way to get down the hill. I couldn't see those other beds. It was too thick up there. There's an open flat right here. So that's where that one was bedded, I saw. The other one was on the other. I was up there on the left side of this thicket. And he was right there, I couldn't see him. And he stood up and walked. He was standing right down here when I shot him. Right on the edge. Oh no, he was bedded in that one. So there's 3 beds. There he is. He was a 10. Broke that one off. Man. That's sweet. It's a great buck. I scouted this area a lot. It's a big piece of public, and it's a good ways in here. And I found a few good bucks back in here, and I believe I do have a couple pictures of him hitting a scrape on my Bigfoot camera. But I think he probably was, that I've seen on camera, the second biggest buck I've seen back in here. And that other one, he's older and he's a stud, which that's who I come in after. But I'd take a buck like this any day. And so like I said before, I was trying to get around because of the wind, but I knew how the deer like to use this area and I've seen beds before and where they like to bed off these points down a couple flats. This is right on the ridge where it drops down into the holler. And that's what I was expecting. So I still went out the top of the ridge, and I was trying to get out to where I could peek down over. And the first place I got to peek down over, that one little buck was bedded there, and he was just over to the left and through the thicket bedded. But it all worked out. I couldn't be happier with this buck. This public land, it's my first actually this is my first public land buck ever. Heck yeah. This was my main goal this year, was to kill a nice buck on public land. I've done a lot of scouting the last couple years especially, and I narrowed it down to this was my #1 spot, this area. I found a few nice bucks back in here, and this was one of them. And just a lot of stress, a lot of hiking, a lot of cameras put up, a lot of miles. But I finally think I'm starting to figure out this piece of public and how the deer use it. So I was able to sneak down that ridge, which was the first one I come down on, expecting them to be bedded down on one of these benches or flats off the ridge, and that's exactly what they were doing. Man, I tickled. Public land. There's a bunch of nice bucks on public land, and you don't have to have private land to harvest mature bucks. And I can tell you one thing. Actually, the biggest bucks I've ever got on trail camera or seen have been on public land. So it can be done. Just get out, scout, do a lot of miles, shed hunt. That's what I did a lot of scouting on, was just shed hunting, just walking around. Turkey season, I did a lot of scouting around during turkey season and made notes and marked a bunch of stuff, and then it all come together on this well, he's a 9 now, but he was a 10. He broke off that other G4. I guess it still counts as a point. But, oh, it just fell off the hill. Come scooting all the way down through there. This is steep. Gotta get down a little bit further and then I meet the road. So I'm hunting. The way I parked was way up on the ridge. There's a gunshot. And then it's all the way down there where you park and you can walk all the way at the ridge and then hunt the secondary ridges off the main one. But where I shot him, I was able to drag him down here to the road. So now, old Dad's gonna come pick me up and chauffeur me up to my truck so I can get him loaded up in my truck. Thank you guys for watching the video. I know it wasn't the best because I didn't get the shot on camera, but I kind of just wanted to get out in the woods and walk around, not really have to worry about videoing. Just enjoy it. It was a beautiful snowy day. I mean, I worked last night and I couldn't pass up a day like this, so put a couple sandwiches in my bag and loaded up my gear and decided to just come and hunt and enjoy it. And I was having fun up there videoing the little buck, and then he stepped out, and it just all worked out. But thanks again, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and head over to Instagram and follow us there. And I'm sure we'll have some more videos to follow this. So thank you guys for watching. I just like shooting bucks.